Hi everybody and welcome to today's assembly. I can't believe that we've gone through our Easter term and there's only a couple of days left now until the Easter holidays. So it just seems to have flown by. It's been a really busy term though. We've had lots of people at home remote learning, we've had people in school learning, and now we've got everybody back in. So I hope you've had a good week last week and I have a good week this week. And you've got the Easter holidays coming up now to relax and enjoy the time with your families. And then we come back for our summer term with everybody back in school. So we look forward to that, but it has gone so quickly. So today's assembly is our last one of this term, and I'm just going to share the screen, I hope. And let me see. We're going to be focusing and thinking about, again, our value of respect and what that means to us and how we know whether we're good at it or not. So this is a chance to reflect and think about how you have done with showing respect to yourself and to other people around you in your class and across the school, whether it's at lunchtime or coming in or out of school at playtimes or in lessons, about how you have been doing it. Have you been able to follow the rules? Have you been able to follow those guidelines to help keep us safe and to make sure everything's fair? Have you had good manners? Have you been able to take care of yourself and other people around you? You've been looking after things within school, looking after the property and our environment, following instructions, taking turns, allowing others to do their learning, so not distracting them so that they can actually get on and do some really good learning as well, about making the right choices at the right time, and about recognizing that everyone has the right to be themselves. And that is so important because we are all different. So it's about recognizing those differences and respecting those differences, not being rude about them, but remembering that everybody can be different and we need to respect that. When I was thinking about this, it reminded me of an opportunity I had a few years ago now. But when I was in Spain, I went to a museum, I suppose, and I went in to see some very famous pictures. Let me show you what they look like. And I wonder whether you can recognize the artist that painted these. Well, some of those are quite strange looking. And the artist who painted those, he's not alive now, but in his lifetime, he painted many pictures. And his name was Pablo Picasso. And Picasso painted, as I say, lots and lots of different pictures that were seen all around Spain and across the world. Some people thought Picasso was amazing. Some people thought his art was wonderful, that he was one of the best painters in the world, that his pictures were different. They were original. We'd never seen anything like it. They were unique. Other people had different opinions. Other people thought Picasso's pictures were rubbish. They thought they didn't even look like what they were supposed to look like. That he couldn't paint at all. How on earth could he be a famous artist? And those people had those opinions. But what they didn't know was actually that Picasso, from a very young age, was a very good, skilled painter. He learned how to paint. He learned about using different types of paint, about mixing paint, about how thick to put paint on. He learned about using different types of paper to paint on, or canvases to paint on. He learned about using different brushes to take different marks and to make different textures. He learned about light and shade and dark. He learned about tone and hues. And he became a very skillful painter. And some of his paintings were almost like photographs. They were so real. And eventually he was found by the King of Spain, and the King of Spain paid him to come and paint the portraits of people within the royal family because he thought Picasso was so good. So let me show you some of his pictures that he painted. And how different they are from the first ones we looked at. So Picasso was a really skilled painter. Almost his pictures look like photographs. But as Picasso painted, and when he was painting the portraits of the Spanish royal family, Picasso became a bit fed up, a bit dissatisfied, a bit bored with what he was painting. The same type of pictures again and again, the same type of portraits. And Picasso wanted people to recognise his art and look at pictures and go, ah, yeah, I know who painted that, Picasso. He wanted to be noticed. He wanted his art to be different. So Picasso decided that he would paint differently. And his pictures now are really distinct. They're really recognisable. We know that by looking at some of those pictures that people who know about Picasso will recognise them straight away without even seeing his name on the pictures. So I want you to think back to where some of his pictures look like this. This didn't mean he wasn't a good painter. He had those skills, but he decided he wanted it to be different. And I think that's so important, that everybody can respect that's what he wanted. You don't have to like them. You don't have to dislike them. But actually what we can do is respect them and respect the fact that Picasso was a good painter. And that can be about anybody. People in our class, about ourselves, people within our school. We need to recognise that everybody is different. We need to recognise that everybody has that right to make choices and to do things that may be different. But that respect is important, and we can respect those choices, and we can show those good show that follow those instructions, we can make those right choices. So I hope when you're thinking about how you've been doing with respect to this half term, that you can think of some really good examples of when you've shown some good respect to the people around you or yourself. And when we come back in the summer term, we'll continue to do that. So have a great Easter holiday when we get there. We've got a few more days of school yet, and then we look forward to seeing you back in the summer term. Take care.